Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to episode 135 of Shrigleytube TV. Massive thanks for joining me tonight. Really do appreciate you coming to see what we've been up to this week. Last week, we did lots of talking at the end about the comments. So rather than typing them, because I sort of type by looking at the keyboard and then looking at the screen and then the next one, and it just goes on forever. So it was great to do the replying to the messages verbally. If that suits you guys, that's what we'll do tonight as well. At the end of the show, we'll go through on the iPad and I'll just read off the questions and try and answer them to the best of my knowledge. And trying to make up too much as I go along, but yeah, you know what I'm like by now. So, been a good week at work. Enjoyed getting stuck into a few bits and pieces. I'll be honest, I get so much more work done here because there's just nobody comes to see me, or nothing like the flow of traffic I had at the old place. So it's been good, really. I managed to do all those crankshafts. They're all machine now. I tried not to talk about them too much because obviously I realised it isn't the most interesting of viewing. And also we put Alex and Jenny's engine back together, and we're on with Benoy's engine now. So that's all good. We've got a bit of work starting to make its way towards the out tray. Still haven't organised the container for outside the unit. Hoping to next week, and then we can get the dynos in there. I've been to Moss Road this morning and emptied loads of stuff into the big red van, and I went there for that, but mainly I went there to bump into Bergerac because we needed to get him on the YouTube. So I had a good catch up with Bergerac. He's doing a fantastic job of his little Lancia there that he's building, so that was good to see. Anyway, I won't waffle too much. Let it get on with the video. Once again, thanks for the messages. Really important to me when you send a message and ask a question or whatever. It's great that we've got that interaction going, so please keep it going. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next Sunday at 7. Have a great week. Bye for now. Good morning, YouTubers. It's Monday morning not first thing. It's now just about dinner time. I didn't do a video when I first came in this morning because it was a bit chilly, and I thought I'm going to get Alex and Jenny's engine back together, which is what I've done. So I'm itching to get outside and get stuck into my crankshafts, but I just had too much in pieces in here, and I wanted the space because I want to get Benoy's 1200 on the go back together this week. Right, I'm going to hang up and I'll turn the camera on. This is Alex and Jenny's engine. On Saturday morning, I did the head, put the guides back in, recut the seats, and then I put some the DevCon repair in the port that had gone porous. So I'm happy with all that. I came in this morning, it was a bit chilly, so I put my best mate on the heater down here, got the place nice and warm. I thought, let's just get stuck into this, because the way my brain works, if we have a good Monday morning, the rest of the week follows. If we have a bad Monday morning, unfortunately, the rest of the week follows after that. So I thought, just get stuck in, don't bother about YouTube, just get the engine built. So I've done it, had to change a few shims because obviously I'd cut the valve seats so the valves had come back a little bit and lapped them in. So that now, they said they weren't fussed about it being tested because they knew it worked, etc. But ideally, because of the journey involved in them collecting them, I would like to either put it in the imp and do a lap of the block, or put it on the dyno, depending on how fast we can get a dyno up and running. So that's that, all done. And then obviously that's that belongs to Neil and Finn, but they've ordered a new manifold from Will. So when the new manifold comes, we'll swap it out before we put it on the dyno or on the rolling road, whatever comes first. I've made a little collection of parts and modifications, so when we've achieved something this week, we'll get on with James's head. This is James's new head for his race car this year, and I've got my rods modified to suit the pistons, and we've got to make a boss to support the harmonic dampers. So that's like Andy's little, if you do really well this week, Andy, you can play around with all that stuff. So we're going to go outside now and crack on with the crankshaft, get something done on it. Bernie turned up this morning again, bless him. You can tell he's here, there's wire everywhere. How you doing, Bernie?
Not bad, thanks, Andy.
Bernie, we had a little celebration, didn't we, on a WhatsApp, because your engine management light was coming on your Jaguar.
It was.
And you searched hard and found a split pipe. Proper result, that, wasn't it?
Back up both side, yeah.
Yeah, proper result. I just for the camera, can you pretend that you're really impressed with how clean I've kept the place?
Very clean, Andy, yeah. Very impressed.
I am, mate. I can't wait to get stuck in.
I'm just about to swing the cat now.
Yeah, it is a bit close, isn't it? But, you know, It's a lot better than it was, and it's much more inviting to start work.
It's a workshop, isn't it?
It's a workshop, mate. That's it. It's a workshop. Yeah.
Yeah. Clean.
It's getting there. Bernie's busy on alarm systems today, are you?
Alarm today, yeah.
Alarm today, because one of the subscribers mentioned that the big windows, it's not the best, but yeah, you know, for security. But I think the alarm's quite good, so hopefully that'll be enough of a deterrent. Anyway, before I waffle too much, I'm gonna get on with this 1200. Get this clean. It's been decked now, so that needs honing, cleaning, ready for build. I'm gonna try and build that this week, but I'm itching to use my pillar drill with me two-way foot pedal on it now that Bernie's very cleverly wired up. So I'm going to start drilling these to suit, first of all we do them to suit the location dowel that locates the flywheel, and then once we've done that we'll use a flywheel to mark out exactly where we're going to put the holes for the new 4-bolt flywheels to go on them. So no longer a 5-bolt crankshaft, now a 4-bolt. Anyway, anything exciting happens, I'll update you as I go. Quick update, we're on with the crankshafts, drilling and tapping the end of them. I've completed the first one. He's on the shelf up there. It turned out absolutely spot on, that. Really pleased with it. Not that the camera's showing it very well, but anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to do them single stage at a time. I was going to just do 5, and I thought, you know what? Get into it, just crack on, get them on the shelf done, because these will last me years, these. We don't get through that many. So the first thing to do is to drill the dowel hole on that side, which is what I'm up to here on the pillar drill. I put the flywheel on and we just go in and spot face it, remove the flywheel, and then drill what I've done, I put the flywheel on the end. This is an old front pulley off a fire pump. I just use that to stabilise it. That keeps it true. So all I've done at this stage, you can see the original or a hole next to it which I'm encroaching into, and I've literally just spot faced it with this drill. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill this to half the depth of the dowel, and then we'll get rid of this knot dowel, and that's the first operation. Drilled that hole now, just put a little chamfer on the outside edge so there's no raised bits to hold the flywheel off. What we do next is, it's dead simple. Just drop the flywheel over the top, like that, line the hole up. And then this is one of the dowels. Do you remember when I was scrapping all them crankshafts from that old unit and I lost half a day knocking dowels out? Well, they're here now, they'll come in handy, so they're quite tight. What we do is just put it over like that, give it a tap until it's flush. And because that hole is about 3 thou smaller than the dowel, in theory, now when I do this, the flywheel comes off and leaves the new dowel in position. So that now is stage, what we'll call it is stage 1. So this can go on there, pull it out of its little tube there, and it can go on the pile here. So it's got a little mate to sit with there. They're the ones that have got the first stage. We've got all them to do, and then we'll go back on the machine. We'll change it from the that size drill to the tapping size drill for 3/8 UNF, and we'll drill them all through the 3/8 UNF. That's the oh no, sorry, tell a lie. The next stage will be at a spot face them. So we'll not spot face, put little markings by drilling through the flywheel with a drill the same size as this hole, which is about 11 mil, I think. And then we'll change the drill again, and then we'll drill the holes for the tapping size of the drill. So there's 2 more ops before we can get to the tapping. It's end of play on Monday. Not been a bad Monday at all. Managed to get all of the crankshafts to the first stage, which is they've had the dowels drilled and the dowels knots in. So next stage is over here. I've got the first one on the go. I've just done it so I can show you what I do. I put the flywheel on. This is a size-on-size drill for the hole. It isn't the tapping size for the tap, which is obviously 3/8 UNF, so it's like 8 mil or something, or 8.3. This is like 11 mil. So if you look, I just go in the hole and make a mark, spot face it basically. Then remove the flywheel, center on the dot that we've got, and drill it the tapping size. So we'll spot them all first, put them back over there. Then we'll come back, change the drill them all, and then we'll come back again with the tap. I know it sounds like a long-winded way of doing it, but it takes less time to slide this setup off here and go and put it over there with another flywheel on or whatever than it does to change the tool. So that's what we're going to do, try and produce it that way, keep it flowing. So done that, and then this is another block which I started doing. This one is going to be 1120cc for Lindsay, and it's so I've done a different height depth on the top hat bit because obviously it'll have a spacer plate because it's a 63.8mm stroke crank, so it's basically about 4mm extra stroke, which will be 2mm at the top and 2mm at the bottom, so I have a 2mm spacer on it basically. Now I had a little 5 minutes to myself before because obviously we've been working on my new engine. This is the first crankshaft that I finished this morning with tap the holes and everything. So this is a brand new 930 crank. Now this crank here, it's had a bit of messing. It's a really nice bit of kit. Ben Bolt got this made, but he's on like a test engine. I don't know if he was trying to rev it to 1,000,000 RPM or whatever, but he had loads of problems with it knocking big ends out on the dyno. Now, because it's EN40B, when I saw it in his workshop, it was all a bit sort of scruffy looking on the big ends. And I said, what's the problem with that? You know, if you think you've got, he says, oh, the problem is they've drilled the holes too small for the big end feed. So they are quite small, but I don't believe for 1 minute that's the issue. I think it had another issue. The hole in the centre here on this side, Ben had drilled it out bigger. That was the original size. So his theory was that he was going to drill the holes out, but I think he found it, you know, like really hard to drill because it's obviously EN40B, and then it's been nitrided. It's got all these lightning bits on it, and it's also got hollow pins, you know. So I thought, well, I basically had a bit of a deal with him on it. He didn't want a great deal of money for it. I think he'd sort of written it off. So I was like, crikey, I'll buy that. I checked it. It's straight as a die. I polished it, and because it's rock hard, all the material that was on the crank pins was the remainder of the bearings. It hadn't actually damaged the crank. The guy in the dyno had obviously seen it starting to breathe or not be happy and backed off on it. So it hadn't damaged the crank in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to use that in my new race engine because with it being a little bit lighter, I've just weighed them both. It's not a great deal of difference, but it's nearly sort of 8%, I suppose. It's 8.2 kilograms, this one, and that one's 9. So not a massive save. When you look at it, you'd think it'd be a lot lighter. I don't know. I wonder if the N40 is more denser material. But you can see, it's just... I thought it'd be in the 7s, to be honest with you, but it's not. So, yeah, we'll keep looking at it. Maybe we can take a bit more weight out of it. Certainly we can tidy up these edges a bit. Or do we just leave it because it looks like such a nice job? Anyway, we'll have to think about that. But that can go in the new block and we can start doing the dry build of it sometime. I just got to decide what I'm going to do with this hole, tidy it all up a little bit and give it all good clean. I think that's the first thing we'll do. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. Just been cracking on with them crankshafts. Got them. Been doing this block. It's 10 o'clock, so it's time for my dad's first brew. My dad's helping me today. Bless him. So these have all been spot faced, or I don't think spot face is the correct term for it, but dimpled we'll call it. So they're marked out. So every one of them has got a dimple on it. And then over here, I've just drilled one hole with the tapping size for the 3/8 UNF. So that goes, it's not blind, it goes all the way through to the other side. You could have made them blind, to be honest, because the thread only needs to go to here, but when you're tapping them, if the swarf's got somewhere to escape out the bottom, there's less chance of the tap snapping and getting caught up in its own swarf. So we'll go and see how my dad's doing. The big red van's on charge because it wouldn't start this morning because I need to move it. My dad's very kindly, bless him. He's only got one speed, and that is 1 million mile an hour. He just loves grafting. See how he's getting on. Dad, how do you feel about being on YouTube?
Me?
Yeah. Not really. No. It's a bit late because I'm videoing you. How's it going? Oh.
Slowly.
What feels that? It's fine when I left it with you. You've got a water in it.
I told you that. And that rust remover didn't work very well.
No, it didn't. It's on the front arch of the LT van, isn't it? Right, well, that's great, because that's what we wanted to find, a rusty one, because I feel better about boring a rusty one. When I'm boring a mint one, it feels like it's, you know...
I understand.
Yeah, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So how do you like the new workshop? I'll give you the pride of place here in the
Well, I'm
building.
surprised you give me, because, I mean, I do make a mess when I work.
But you can't do this job tidily, can you? This is very organised, Dad. You've got your sockets and your bits. Like I say, just leave it all and I'll go through it all. I just want the block for boring.
Right.
Do you like your pictures on the wall?
Yes, I've noticed that. I've forgotten about those.
Yeah.
That was...
What year would that have been?
Gosh. You'd have been about 3.
1980 then.
Yeah. Bellevue.
Have you heard about Coventry? That's the old Bellevue, isn't it?
That's the original Bellevue.
Yeah.
With
I
all
recognise the
this-
grandstand.
Yeah. I still finished that race. I was really chuffed.
You finished the race?
Well,
You didn't get turned into fence fodder, no?
I was known as fence fodder, yes.
Yeah.
That was a very famous car. That belonged to
Dougie Cronshaw
Dougie Cronshaw,
World
wow, I remember that
champion.
name. Yeah.
of Rochdale.
Was he
Him and
really?
Stuart Smith used to go racing.
together.
Yeah.
And they used the same wagon. And they took 2 cars. And then they had a bit of a falling out. I think it was on the track.
Oh, right.
Then they kept on independently racing. And Dougie built a car, and that was actually the John Bennell car, which won a final
Did it?
in Dougie Cronshaw's hands.
Yeah.
I won the Bent Conrad prize in that car.
The Ben Conrad prize. I remember it in the side of the house at the in Stretford on Hampton Road. But,
You were there.
yeah, I was there. I was a bit young to sort of appreciate or remember it. But anyway, imagine if we could find that car, Dad. Imagine if it still existed somewhere, or did it get scrapped?
I think I know it. The guy I sold it to drove it once, took the engine out, and then he binned it.
Oh dear. So it's no longer with us. Never mind. Right, you keep up the good work. Well and truly fed up of drilling these now. It takes ages because the crank's quite hard, so I've had to go really slow, like 250 RPM or something. So we don't turn the swarf brown, you know. It's quite hard going. Anyway, I just keep sharpening the drill, you know, every crankshaft or 1.5 cranks. So about 6 holes it'll do before it starts to not be so happy. And yeah, anyway, it's time for dinner. It's gone quiet in here, so my dad's been stripping engines, doing a grand job. Oh, it's not even... My God, what's he done to the place? There's a mess everywhere. Dad, where have you gone? Father? Oh, you're in the toilet. I won't disturb. Right, we'll go and get our dinner. Thanks to my dad. It's been a really good day today. I've got plenty of cranks on the go, we'll say. My dad has done his very best to turn the new Leafy Chester site into Moss Road by he's just basically, he only has one speed, my dad, and that is absolutely flat out. You're lucky if you can get him to drink a cup of coffee. He just loves grafting. And then he's gone, like the wind. But anyway, he did that, and then he said, I'll take all this stuff to the tip for you. So he filled the boot of his car and got rid of loads of stuff. What an absolute superstar. So massive thanks to him today. So I'll come in tomorrow. I've got Benoy's block there. I've just been next door on Bob's steamer, giving it all good steam. So we can get on with building Simon's engine, and I'll finish tidying up. So I'll report back tomorrow. Okay, chaps, Wednesday's normally my late night, but this week, because of other reasons, it wasn't. So I came home and picked the kids up, and me and Dougie made some banana loaf buns with some chocolate in them. And he said, he kept my over me for one. I said, you can't have one until they cool down. We've got to let them cool down. Just come out of the oven. So we made this little device to blow cold air over, and bless him. Dougie, what have you been up to here, mate? Tell me what's going on.
I made a cool downer.
A cool downer? Mate, that is so cool. I love it. Is that to make your chocolate melt quicker, or... Oh, I think you've got an imbalance there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this board on.
Oh, right. Oh, no. That is brilliant. Well done. Good thinking, eh?
Again.
Update, chaps. It's Thursday. Getting on for 4:30ish. and I did say I wasn't going to do any more YouTubing until I'd finished those crankshafts. Well, I have finished drilling them. I've just got to tap them now. But Bernie's here, he's in the other room doing some magic. But we've been working on this machine. We've got a bit of bad news. We've got it working. However, the rev counter doesn't work. And after a bit of investigation, it kind of became obvious why. There was no cable on it. Anyway, we looked a bit further as to how it actually works, excuse me. And there's a little chain drive up there that you can't probably see from here. It's right on the back of there somewhere. And it basically runs onto this, which used to be mounted on them 2 bolts there. So that was mounted inside there. And then the cable went in the end of this housing with there's a bit more to it that's not attached, but basically it went in the end of there. And then that did the points and also drove the cable. So it's probably going to be quite hard to fix that. So I'm just going to put it on a digital, I'll just get like a magnetic readout like I've got on the dyno with a digital readout, so we can do the RPM that way. We'll leave that there for authenticity, and if you ever find a place that does spares for them, then obviously I'd like to fix it properly, obviously. But it's got another issue as well. It's a bit noisy. I've oiled all these motor points, and have you seen this? Like this tickled with this, 7 grease points. So we found all 7 grease points and greased it all up. So it's all lubed up, but this pulley here is loose on the shaft. I don't know why. It's only got a tiny bit of play. I'll start it up. Well, I'll do 0 to maximum RPM. You'll see this lever basically. It's like a DAF Varimatic. So I don't know if you're ever familiar with a DAF Varimatic. They work with these belts are in a cone. So you see that one's in like low ratio, that one's in high, that one's in low, and that one's in high. And as this pivot moves, the size of the cones changes in opposite directions. So it changes the ratio basically. So you'll see at the beginning, the output speed of this is really slow. And as we wind the handle, it just goes up to 5,000 RPM, which is what we need for obviously crankshaft speed of 10,000 RPM to do our distributors. We put a dizzy in here. I don't know if I found that as well, isn't that good? So you clamp your dizzy up in there, little drive onto there. I'll fire it up. It's in its slowest position now. You can see, look how slow it goes. It's all very smooth at this stage, but when it gets a bit of speed on, it has a rattly stage. You can see the pulleys, so they're changing as I wind the handle. At full speed. Look at that. Wow. What a bit of kit. Basically, nowadays they just do it with a variable speed motor, but I don't know, that must be like a 5 horsepower motor, that big 3-phase motor. Just does 1 speed. And then all of the ratio is done in the belts. But obviously, this is not just a dynamo tester, distributor tester, which is what I want it for. It's also a starter motor tester and the dynamo as well. So it'd need to have the torque, to load up the starters and whatnot. But yeah, there you go. So we're gonna give this a rest now and crack on with tapping them cranks, because I'm desperate to finish them crankshafts before the end of play tonight. Hey chaps, it's celebration time for Andy. Another block on the go there. But guess what? I've finished all my crankshafts. They're all on the shelf. That'll keep me going for about 2 years. So they're not all the ones I've done. There's a couple of interlopers there that are just on the shelf anyway, but they're fully drilled, tapped, machined. They just want balancing now, polishing and cleaning, ready to fit in an engine. Been getting on with blocks at the same time. Sorry I've not done any YouTube at all, because there's only so much talking I can do about drilling a hole and tapping it. And as we spent most of last week waffling on about the end of the crankshaft, it was like, enough's enough, isn't it? So I just had to get my head down. But I've got them done now. This pillar drill has been absolutely ace. It's got a rocker switch now, so it'll go forwards and backwards, which is a massive help, because obviously when I'm tapping them I can go in a few threads, back out again, in, clear them, use the cutting fluid, and we've not had one failure. That tap's done all 60 holes on the 15 crankshafts. So yeah, brilliant, absolutely wonderful machine that, Bernie, well done. I've got to be honest though, I'm sick of sharpening the drill. The swarf, got the speed set in the end, perfect. And there might be a few engineers on here that will know what I'm talking about when I say there's not many, I'm not blowing my own trumpet by the way, but there's not many people know how to sharpen a drill properly to make it cut properly. And I was laughing to myself thinking about when I was an apprentice, we did like a whole section on drill grinding, and we had to grind drills, and then the teacher would come round when we was in a training school, and he would ask you to drill like a 10mm hole, and then he'd get the swarf and he'd break it up and he'd measure with a vernier the thickness of the swarf. And obviously you get two separate pieces of swarf, one off each flute, and they had to be within like 10 thou of each other, otherwise you hadn't ground the drill correctly. You know, you drilled one side, you'd ground it with one side faster than the other. You had to start again before you could pass your drilling section, drill grinding section, should I say. So yeah, all good times, but probably a skill that will never be taught ever again, that, isn't it, grinding the drill? Probably just one of them things that's never going to be done again, because training schools don't really exist. Bit of a shame. Maybe we should start a Shrigley, you know, send your kid here, we'll teach them to grind a drill properly. Just a life skill they'll never need, but just good to have. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. What I'll say is, workshop's a total mess because I've had to unload the van. We've got stuff everywhere because the van's now empty, because tomorrow morning, in a valid attempt to get some YouTube footage, I'm going to Moss Road to pick up all the stuff, or some of the stuff out of the unit that's been hanging around forever, and I need to get it out where the Big Bertha's living, and I'm going to try and interview Bergerac and various other things at the same time, just to get some content. So that'll be tomorrow morning's job, and then I'll get back here in the afternoon hopefully, and we can go and get ham, egg and chips from the cafe. Okay chaps, it's a lovely summer's morning in St Retford. Big red van's on hazards out there because there's nowhere to park it. Obviously this part hasn't been taken over yet. That's the bit that I used to rent, and then this bit here, which has got my overflow in it, I have to be out by the end of the month basically, so because they want to rent the whole lot out. So this is Percy's brother. Believe it or not, I want to do this up one day. This is a really good car, another Highline Passat PD 130, 54 plate, cracking car this. This one's less worn out than Percy. Obviously it's on first time around wings and stuff like that, once the wing's doing. But it's a cracking car this. The thing is, the battery's gone so flat that my jump pack won't make it start. Luckily, I brought a spare battery with me. So we'll get a battery on it, get it fired up, and then we'll start on all that in there. Just in the middle of loading the van up with all the treasure. And guess who's rocked up? Where's he gone? Andy?
Right.
Mate, can I just say how grateful I am that you've come out on this lovely summer's morning.
Isn't it?
Mate, and you've got my favourite jacket on as well.
Mate, we're all dressed to kill here.
Because we've been
Show
doing...
the YouTubers your jacket, it's beautiful that.
Oh yeah, do you want to see my jacket?
Mate, look at that, beautiful.
Yeah, what I was going to say was,
Suits you, sir.
I'm not comfortable because normally when I've been seeing you on these social events like your daughter's birthday and stuff, you've been dressed so smart, Andy. I feel outsmarted by you.
Mate, what do you want me to do? Come and fucking put a suit on to come and...
Today, mate, we're on the same level.
Right.
Right, let's get digging all this gear out. Look, we've got diesel engines. Anyone want a 1275 midget engine? That's a Z22XE Frontera 2.2 engine. Got some Ford bits. Loads of treasure.
Dinner set here, what's this?
Wow, yeah, take that home. Is it your missus' birthday soon?
No, but it is Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Oh, mate, you've summed the channel with that, mate. Give that a wash.
Beautiful.
Should be well happy with that. Andy has got the golf buggy stuck half in, half out. So on this genius idea of letting the tyres down.
It's Stop
to give
talking about yourself in the third person.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean, third person?
You
What do you mean?
saying that it was Andy's idea.
No, I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Oh no, Andy's idea. Your idea, I meant. I'm passing the genius on to you. Look at that Yamaha. I reckon polished sub will get 500 quid for this. Right, next tyre. Plus we're hard against the exhaust system. This is the exhaust for the dyno. Andy is busy removing the wooden frame that supports the roller shutter. And
I'm burning this, aren't I, yeah?
no, not burning it. It's a repositioning in the new workshop. Oh, look at my tile floor. Remember when we first tiled and plastered it all? It was absolutely mint. Think how many Hillman impinges we built against that bench there. It's proper emotional for me, this. Bit weird. But yeah. Hey, it stayed dry, Andy. We just we kept a key because it's not our room anymore. But up inside here, on that back wall, there's a pipe, and I paid a fortune for it. It ran from the silencer all the way to the back there. Well, at the time I couldn't get it out, but I thought to myself, you know what, I need to make an effort to get that out because it was really expensive, and we might be able to utilise it on the new dyno cell. If not, we can always sell it on, you know, but it's definitely worth getting it while we're here. Can I just say, if anyone wants a handyman in the Manchester local area...
Hey, can I just say, if anyone wants a really useless large piece of...
Look at this.
What's it you do for? Why are we...
Originally, well, this is going to go on the side of a new container to take the fumes up to the sky. Originally, when we fitted this pipe in, we did it in two pieces because obviously the angle of the roof, and there's a weld there, but unfortunately, the angle grinder went flat halfway through because I bought it from China for like £3.50. So Andy came up with this ingenious idea.
I came up with this ingenious idea, right, of leaving it in the roof.
Why?
Just leave it.
It's good material.
I know it's great, but... Like,
If you want to buy a piece of pipe that long, honestly, mate, you'd be shocked at the cost.
go on, how much do you reckon?
100 quid, that.
100 quid. Right.
Right, hang on. This isn't going to reflect on your invoice for today,
Yeah,
is it?
might do.
Oh,
It might
my
do,
God.
yeah.
Andy, let's...
It's just getting weighed in now, isn't it?
No, it's not. We're going to reuse it. Reuse, mate. Reuse and keep the world green, mate. Right, I'll give you a leg up. Look at the size of that, Andy. That is some tube, that. You've done me proud again, son. Crazy to think this used to be the ramp area for the Hillman. Oh, nearly. She's out. Wait. Oh! Oh, my God. I can't put this on YouTube. The landlord might charge me for that. You're not damaged it, have you?
I'm sure I said something about the roll shutter getting damaged.
Mate, you've done me proud there. Right, let's let me get out of the way.
There, Andy.
Hey?
Can you just move that back end that way a bit?
Okay, well, okay, chaps. Thanks to Andy's help, we've filled the van full of we'll call it treasure of a type. The unit is still looking extremely full, but we've got the pipe out the roof, which is great because I think we can utilise that. I might have to paint it, make it look a bit better, but we could use that to get the fumes up nice and high out the back of the new dyno, so that'll be good. Big Bertha's sitting there patiently. I've done a little walk around, so I've got some measurements now, just so I can exactly work out where he's going to go in the new unit. Obviously, a single post ramp is sold, and the space frame Rodwell imp is going to come home to my house when the Sierra goes to the workshop, which is just, yeah, it's all going to happen at some point. So we'll turn the lights off for the very final time on Moss Road site. Tears in my eyes, honestly. I've left the kettle for the next customer. That's kind of me, wasn't it? And the rat trap. You'll need that for sure. Right, let's lock up and get out of here. Hi Dylan, I've just come back with a bit of a recall, if that's all right. 2 years ago you fitted these tyres for me. And luckily, due to me being an experienced driver, I avoided an accident.
That's not very good at all.
Where would you think that was made?
I wouldn't want to say. I wouldn't want to take a guess.
Well, yeah, begin with C. Look at that. Same on this one. Not very good at all, is it? No. Do you think, rather than rebalancing it all, we'd be able to pop that off the edge? Get in there, pull it out, put a fresh one in, bill me.
100%.
Can I just ask you a personal question? Since I left Moss Road, have you missed me in any way, shape or form?
It's very good to see you.
Oh, mate.
It's very good to see
Very
you.
kind. How's the weight loss programme? Still enjoying it?
No, I'm not doing it anymore.
Oh, aren't you? Good lad, you don't. Absolutely genius, Dylan. Look at that. Look at that now. What's happened? Oh, good lad. Don't even need to reseal the tyre or rebalance it or anything. Clever that, isn't it? Dylan, That is an absolute first-class job you've done there, mate. In record time.
Absolute stunner.
And now, when I go and pay for these, I'm going to suggest to Dale that he gives you a pay rise.
Wow.
Honestly, mate. So that Fiesta ST that you're dreaming about.
It's happening.
It's happening, the
It's
ST.
happening.
Tell me how many horsepower it's got.
Don't actually know. About 160 maybe?
160. Has
160
it got a
maybe?
wet belt?
No.
Has
They're
it
a
got
chain now.
a chain?
They're a chain, but the oil pump is a wet belt.
Oh, wonderful.
Which is-
How clever of Ford.
Clever.
Please tell me, has it got 4 cylinders or 3?
3.
3?
3.
lo-
ST with 3 cylinders.
I've lost all interest, mate. Sorry, I'm going to have to hang up on you. Oh, what an amazing sight this is.
Well. If
Richard.
I'd known you were coming, I'd have bought you a coffee, but
I did. How do you mean if you'd known I rang you instead of need to interview you? So you went and, I suppose you didn't get...
I like your parking, sort of diagonally across the road, double parked.
There's nowhere to park. Since I left Moss Road, there's parking's gone to pot, hasn't it?
It's a
Where's my
nightmare.
gingerbread man?
No gingerbread man today. I'm in a rush. I've got to go and see an MGB.
Where
I'm going
in
to see a man
Burnley?
about a dog.
Wow.
Burnley, yeah.
How's life? Is the wife pregnant yet?
No.
Mate,
No.
Honestly, mate, it's coming.
Not,
and
not
you
as far
don't-
as I'm aware, anyway.
Honestly, mate, you won't know what's happened. It's not. You've got to understand. It's not your plan. You're just part
Is
of
that
it.
right?
You just got to
Yeah.
pay for it.
Right, okay.
Mate, look at the Stratos.
I know, we're getting there now, aren't we?
That looks stunning, mate.
Not much left.
Is that a factory manifold or?
Yeah, factory.
God, that's lovely, that,
it's
isn't
been
it?
coated inside and out by
Oh, is it-
Camcoat.
Yeah?
You know, with that heat resistance.
Oh, very nice.
Makes all the difference.
Yeah, under bonnet temperatures,
Yeah,
everything.
because
Does it-
obviously there's no airflow behind here, so it gets a bit warm.
Do we get fresh air feed to the air filter from outside?
Sadly not, but maybe we could devise something.
You know-
have a nice little plastic printed thing, couldn't we?
Yeah.
3D printed.
On eBay, they do something called a bilge blower for boats. It's a
Oh,
12-volt fan. I use them
Drags
in,
it in,
in
yeah.
the front of an imp
Yeah,
to boost the fan.
It's got to be worth it. At least 10
It's
or
like
something
4-inch diameter with a little fan in it. You can waft cold air over it.
that. But yeah, we're getting there. We'll just need to finish off adjusting all the gear linkage up.
Look at this.
I know, look at those CNC'd hubs.
Richard, these.
Yeah, should be lined up.
No, not lined up, because then you get an imbalance. You should have one way, then one 180
Yeah,
degrees
well,
the
that's
other.
not mine, that's the manufacturer's fault, not me.
Come on, mate. Attention to detail,
That's
please.
the manufacturer's fault.
I can't see any paint marks on these bolts.
Don't worry, they'll be getting them. Don't you worry.
Right, okay,
Don't
okay.
you
Oh, look,
worry.
radar mounted calipers. That's all very smart. Is this CNC?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
that's,
aren't
that's lovely. It's not a kit car, is it? It's absolutely stunning.
they? Yeah.
Cable gear, look, that's good, isn't it? It makes it a lot
well,
easier
it's
to deal
obviously
with.
It uses a factory alpha lever.
Oh,
Obviously
right.
Everything's back to front, so that's what that mech's all
What,
about.
does it go backwards instead of forwards?
yeah, so first is where reverse will be, no. But that's,
Oh, right,
that's what that
the
linkage
car still
does.
goes forwards then?
The car still goes
yeah.
forwards. Well, obviously because the engine's at the wrong end of the car.
Yeah,
Everything has to be
yeah.
flipped
No, it
round,
makes.
doesn't it?
I did wonder how
it's
you got
a
around it.
fancy,
But cables is the
fancy
perfect.
linkage setup.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Well, TIG welded in stainless.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Left hand and right hand thread there, so you can change the length. Nice.
So that'll-
It's a well thought out kit, isn't it?
Yeah. The last major thing that it needs before it runs, apart from the engine loom, is the oil cooler setup. So they've just redeveloped it, so the pipework comes out of where the filter was,
Right.
up to a remote filter,
Yeah.
and then down to the front.
Much better. Make sure you get the oil flow through the filter the correct way.
Yeah.
Because the one-way valve will only allow it to go through.
Yeah, don't you
It'll
worry.
put the oil light out, but it'll also put the big ends out. I was going to say, I've been watching these on YouTube because
Oh,
of,
yeah.
well, not a lot, but the ones with the Ferrari engine in when they're singing,
Yeah,
mate.
the originals. Yeah.
They
Oh,
sound.
beautiful. Yeah.
But
Well,
the F2
Perez with the 24 valve one that absolutely screams.
Yeah. That is it like 10,000 RPM?
Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. It's an absolute machine, that. Interior is pretty much there. Dash has been pre-fitted and taken back out. Just need to do the gauge wiring, and then that's all done. But it looks, all this is on like a drop-down panel behind here. Look at the fuse box.
Fuse box.
All on like a drop-down panel that hinges down, so you can
Access.
so you can get to it. It's all very well thought out.
It is, isn't it?
Front end's pretty much
Under the hood. Is this going to be at the NEC in November, do you think?
Of course it is. It's going to be ready in about a month.
No, but are you going to do the show?
Maybe we'll see.
'Cause we was-
I've already been once, haven't I? I might not get invited back.
I'm not going to Race Retro. No, not after the episode with 25 people jumping in your little
I managed to
Epsilon.
forget about that.
No, I thought that was really cool.
But this is all done. All the inner arches are in, and the mud flaps, and all of this nonsense. Headlamps are pretty much done now.
How do you manage it? Can we look at your toolkit?
Yeah. Oh, you'll like my boxes on me. I've got some new boxes on my wall with all the nuts and bolts organised. Look at those.
Oh yeah, that you are getting there.
Yeah, you see.
You want
very,
to
very well organised.
You want to see how organised I am? I'm going there now for ham, egg and chips. Do you want to come?
I would love to, but you know.
Is it not on your way to Burnley?
It's the wrong direction.
Oh,
so,
is it?
Yeah. Do you not know where Burnley is?
Oh,
No.
I've been there once, trying to blank it out. No, I'm only joking.
Look at that. I know. Beautiful, aren't they?
Wow, it is a lovely kit, mate.
So really, the only major things are left are the oil system, and then engine loom, and then side windows all need doors, and side windows need setting.
Oh, you're not going to put them stupid windows in the hinge. You're going to put it on proper electric windows?
Why on earth would you need electric windows? It's a rally car.
It's not a rally car, it's got air conditioning. It's a go on holiday with your missus car, this. Do some nice hotels.
God.
So anything else new and exciting, Buzz? You not got any cars in?
No, like I say, I'm going to see an MGB now. I've got a nice BMW motorbike. If you want to buy that, an R1100 RT.
Oh, no.
It's only 10-year-old. Nice thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about motorbikes.
Oh, sold my Fiat. The 500.
Oh, did you?
Gone, yeah.
Wow.
It's gone to Bristol, yeah.
Is it? That makes someone happy, makes someone smile,
Nice
wouldn't it?
little car.
Yeah, it was cool.
Been here
that.
a while. It was time for it to go.
It was just short of a couple of cylinders, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Once I'd realised that both pistons went up and down at the same...
Like
on
a
the
motorbike, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, nah, that's just wrong. Mate, will you come and see me,
I will.
please?
I was going to come this week, but I've been busy, as you can see.
And also, I've got a little thing that might persuade you to move into Bob's other unit.
Oh, yeah.
There's an LPG station just round the corner.
Wow, now you're talking.
So
Now
can we
you're
get you up there? Because I'm getting serious hate mail for your lack of contact on YouTube. Honestly.
Good, is it?
Mate,
You'll have to do a weekly visit here. It's not, you know, if you want.
well, I've got to be.
you've got to
I've just
travel.
emptied a load of stuff out of the unit, and I've got a lot more to do because apparently Nigel wants someone else in it by the end of the month. So
Oh, wow, okay.
yeah,
So
I've got
you're
to.
gonna be back.
But I'm busy and need to get work out and
Yeah,
anyway.
are you actually starting to get something done now?
Yeah, I've been machining crankshafts, mate. I've had no interruptions. I spent one day just.
You mean you've got no friends anymore?
Nah, well, I didn't know if I had it in the first place, but I mean, it's not like here where there's lots of people to talk
Yeah,
to. It's
yeah,
like
a lot of milling
I get
around.
on with it, and yeah. Bob comes to see me every now and again, but it's a bit cold for him to go in my place. We tend to go in his place more because it's warmer. We've got a heater in there, but it is getting there, mate. It is getting there.
Yeah, nice.
Did you come to my place last time?
Yeah, I
yeah.
came a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Right. I'll stop waffling. Let
Yeah.
you get on with your day. And thanks for
You
coming
have fun.
Thanks for swinging by the workshop to speak
Quite
to you.
all right, yeah,
To speak to your
Well,
fan
next
club.
time you see it, it'll probably be done.
Mate, well, come up and see me in it.
I will, yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, brilliant.
Will
Top
do.
man, thank you. Okay, chaps, back from Moss Road, back in sunny Cheshire. Not quite. It's chucking it down here. Anyway, I'm back. I thought I'd show you. I did actually tidy up after my dad stripped those engines the other day. And I've been busy actually getting on with Mr. Benoy's engine. We've got some stones back in it now, and it's going back together quite nicely. All feels very good. Got a better piston height now that we've skimmed the block, so should have some good compression out of that. But what I was going to talk about was the powers of the internet. So you heard me going on the other week to our friend Glenn, who's got the Fraser mid-engine car, which runs a it runs an imp engine in the correct orientation, but in the back of the car, and it runs backwards so that it's got 4 forward gears and 1 reverse. And we took it apart, and this was the very rusty camshaft out of it. And I made a very stupid assumption, because what I said was, oh, I can see what they've done. They've put another thrust on the other end of the cam and turned the cam round so that the engine will run backwards. But in actual fact, that doesn't work, because if we look at it here, if the engine, normally it turns clockwise, so that would be the exhaust, so that's no good. We want the inlet to open first. So, because it is back to front, it goes backwards. So, as it goes that way around, the inlet valve opens as the piston comes down and the exhaust valve shuts, yeah? But, if you turn the camshaft around through 180 degrees, it's still the same. The lobe needs to be here if it's going clockwise, but it's not. It's ground on the opposite side, so it goes round. So it isn't actually a back to front cam. It's a specially ground cam, but for whatever reason they decided to put thrust plates on each end of it. So I was going back to what I was saying before I digressed, was John Fane, a chap from New Zealand who knows all about stock car racing, emailed me to say, I've got a camshaft that runs in an imp engine backwards. And he's obviously been in Simps, and he sent me this Auckland cams, and he put, please note, camshaft turns counterclockwise. So this is the cam that he's very kindly posted me all the way from New Zealand. And I rang up Glenn excited and said, Glenn, I think we've got a cam for your engine. But what this isn't actually a backwards cam, it's a forwards cam. But do you remember the downdraft head? Like we have down there, that one down there. You can see on that head, it doesn't normally on imp, it has inlet, exhaust, inlet, exhaust, inlet, exhaust. On the downdraft head, it goes exhaust, inlet, exhaust, inlet. So hence, on the reverse downdraft head, which is what this is for, you can tell because it's got 5 bearing journals, and they're also about 1/16 of an inch smaller than an imp. You can't run them in an imp carrier, these. So as this goes round in a clockwise direction, obviously the first lobe to open a valve will be that one, but because the exhaust valve is first, the exhaust port is first, that is the inlet port, so it works perfectly. So cutting to the end of my completely going on myself about nothing, basically we've had to ring up Kent and say, Kent, can you do us a reverse cam on a 3 bearing imp journal diameter camshaft? So sorry Glenn, I thought we could do something there, but unfortunately we couldn't. Anyway, there you go. We've got a plan in the long term, so it's just going to take about 5 weeks to sort out, but I've got that much work on. I don't know if I can get to it anyway yet, so we'll just keep plugging away. So this has gone back together. I was dead happy before because I had to get my this is my little engine building oil pot, that I use to just lubricate the rings and stuff. And it somehow had found its way into the skip at Moss Road when we cleaned out the unit. I don't know how it happened, but I just spotted it. And it says on the side, lathe tool tips. And not that any of you will know this, but like a chap who used to help me massively when I was working at Bob's, that guy there, Dave Morris, Gunnar Morris, what an absolute legend he was. One very clever chap. He gave me this pot, like, before I even went on my own self-employed. And I've always used it as an oil pot. So I gave it a brake cleaner. I didn't brake cleaner it too much on the outside because I didn't want to wipe off his writing. But yeah, got my clean oil in there for building the engine. So I was going to get another pot, but I thought, don't change anything. That pot's been good for years. There's no reason why it won't continue to be a good pot. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now, and we're going to have to call it a day and say thank you very much for watching tonight's episode. I hope we didn't do too much crankshaft work, and I'm glad we got to talk to Bergerac. And what I'll do now is look forward to seeing you next Sunday at 7, and I'll start answering the questions in the comments section that have been asked last week. Okay guys, you've made it to the end of Shrigleytube. Well, very nearly. I'm going to go through some questions to some wonderful messages that I've had from you guys. So thank you very much. Really appreciate you taking the time to message me. So I'm going to start at the top. I'll read them off, and because some of the questions contain like multiple questions, I'll try and stop mid-question and answer the question as they come to it. So the first question is from Peter Millward-VN7WL. Andy, have you ever considered doing Goodwood Revival? Well, if we've got an invite to, yeah, that'd be great. But we've not managed to get on the hill climb yet. We've not been racing for a little while, so let's just start with CTCRC. Get the cars absolutely spot on where they need to be, and then we'll concentrate on Goodwood Revival. Those minis, A40s, Alphas, etc. need to be given the Hillman treatment. It's a shame because I've never seen an imp in the classic races there, and there should be. Well, the imps did go once. Unfortunately, they didn't do very well. And I believe one of them spewed its oil all over Lord March's course, and then a very expensive car came through next time and picked up on the oil and had an accident. So it's a bit of an unfortunate event. I've only been told this like third hand, I wasn't there. But lots has happened since like it was over 20 years ago when everyone was running around with standard parts inside their engines, revving them to 10,000 RPM. Obviously now we're on new bits. We've got the reliability a bit better. So perhaps in the future, someone decent like James Ibbotson or Bren or Mike Loveland or David Ellis, any of them guys get to go, you know, and Adrian Oliver, loads of people. I can't miss one of them out, but all the CTCRC guys, they'd do well going there. And if I was in a position to go, I'd go as well. Anyway, waffling now. So thanks for your question. Pimlo 1959. My money was on Jim Clark. Oh, that was the picture of the guy inside. Hang on, am I reading the questions from the right? Yes, I am. That was the picture from sat inside Glenn's Fraser little racing car. Yeah, we reckon it was Jim Clark. The crazy thing about Brandon Cov is the whole track is still there. And our beloved previous PM was in favour of reopening it allegedly. Well, Coventry apparently has been bought and everyone's putting money into it, and apparently we're going to see stock car racing there. I don't believe it till I see it, but I will be the first to go and support it if it does come back, because the racing there was absolutely wonderful. So thanks for your question. Haven View. So I've got this engine of mine and I'm going to change the block and the head. Triggers, broom, imp, or triggers, imp. Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Yeah, it's just, it's done a fair bit. And while I've got new blocks and new cranks and stuff like that, I think it'd be unwise to not use new parts, because I want to give myself the same chance as everybody else. If I'm going to make a nuisance of myself this year. Right, Graham Crompton, 1798. Maybe he's got an MGB engine there, 1798cc. You have got to go racing this year. Yes, absolutely, I agree. It's too easy to just put things off. Yep, I've been doing that, guilty. I won't be racing any this year and have to accept that, but I've entered a NAV scatter championship held around my local area and I'm hooked after one meeting. Well, it doesn't matter what you do, a bit of, you know, NAV rally, whatever, a bit of a sprint, an auto solo, as long as you do something, you're making memories, that's all that's important, so good for you. Not expensive or time consuming bill held on a Friday night, well that's good. I've also bought a cheap car and entered an auto solo championship in the same club, so looking forward to the starting in late February. I need to be using an imp for this really and hope to have one ready by the end of the season. Your workshop looks great, Andy. All those beautiful new crankshafts make me happy. They make me very happy too, especially now I've finished drilling them all. Can't wait to see what kind of engine you come up with your own car. Well, I'm a bit, yeah, I normally come up with something that doesn't produce any power. So maybe we'll just keep it, this one's going to be a conventional 1040. Just, you know, we know we can make 80 foot-pound. That should be enough to put me up amongst the rest of them if I can get the weight out of the car and learn to drive it again. So that's the plan. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for your message. Right, Birch Knoll. That's it. Excellent content, Andy. Oh, thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. Good. Workshop looks great. Thank you for now. It will evolve as you go along. Still think you could declutter more and get rid of that freewheeler. Bondi. I'm afraid Bondi, I've got Lego being fired under though. Bondi will never be sold, I'm afraid. Bondi and I have got a very in-depth relationship and I have promised to get him done. I know it looks a million miles away, but if I shape myself 1 week, I'd have that thing rolling on the road. So maybe this summer, if we can catch up with work. You'll never finish it. I will, honestly. You were trained as I was to clean up, and it's always nice to start work in a clean workshop. Great to hear that you're going racing. Do it while you can. Thank you. I will try and go racing. And yes, I am enjoying cleaning the workshop as I go along, because like you quite rightly say, it's much more inviting to start work in a clean workshop than it is in a mucky one. Thanks for your message. Right, Chris Ival 78. Another great video, Andy. Thank you. I'm amazed you find the time. Well, making the videos isn't bad. It's just knocking it together takes me an hour. Generally do it when the missus has fell asleep at night. And yeah, I'm doing this little bit of a video about the messages on a Saturday morning because I've got Dougie while Jem's took Russell to football, so I've got a cheeky hour. I thought I'd just quickly do this and get it uploaded ready for Sunday, so it doesn't encroach in the rest of our weekend, because obviously family time is very important. I don't want it taking over. But I do wish you'd invest in some bars for those windows or vibration sensors. Well, yes, it is a bit of an issue. If I had a workshop full of Ford rated engines or Vauxhall rated engines, I'd be more concerned. But I am into an alarm, don't get me wrong, and all the rest of it, but the Hillman job is quite specialist, and I don't think there'd be that much of a massive black market for, can you say that? Stolen market for, Hillman imp engines, because they're quite unique, and I'd certainly recognise anything that came out of my workshop. Unless they weighed it in, that would be absolutely heartbreaking. Anyway, thanks for your message. James McKenzie, it's Jimmy Mac. Loving your chat, Jonesy. Glad to hear you're going to head out racing. Brilliant, Jim. We'll get you some tickets. Nice one. You and your wee lad Callum can come along and say hello. And great, we have a plan for the MGB engine later this year. Yes, we have a plan for your MGB engine. Unfortunately, it will involve 5 ports, not 8. And but I'm happy to do whatever you want, Jim, because you are the customer, and I have to remember that. So yeah, we'll do you that nice cam in it. We'll make it a 1950, which will give it everything more torque. We'll give it some compression. We'll just make it a nice fast road engine. But I do think we should keep it on SUs, not on the single 45. Anyway, Colin Priest, S8s. Great to see the new workshop producing. Yes, definitely. Grain chain drive on boring machine due to centripetal force. Love the videos. Well, thank you for that. So that's why the chain went inwards. I'll have to Google that and find out exactly what it's all about. Andy, your knowledge of imp engines. Oh, yes, well, I know a little bit, but not all of it. Loved that you've got 2 cans of Red Bull to get this far. Yeah, well, I do know that I have a tendency to waffle, and sometimes when I'm making the videos, I think, crikey, we need to G this up. I'm just going on with myself about, I don't know, measuring a piece of swarf or something. But obviously, I like to think that Shrigleytube is appealing to a certain calibre of engineer, not just your run-of-the-mill guy who goes on YouTube for a bit of drama. We don't do drama. Right, thanks for your message. Peter Wardle 572. Andy, you're a bit up north for me for stock cars F2 and F1, hot rods and bangers. I used to visit. P.S. I'm 77, good lad. Wimbledon, I went to the last ever Wimbledon stock car meeting, and it was an emotional time. I wish I'd videoed more of it. It was sort of before my YouTubing days, but my mate Tim Warwick was there, and there was a guy, and I can't remember his name or his number, but Tim got in his way. He was a red top, and this red top, after the race had finished, he whacked him really hard and sent Tim's radiator, the propeller for his radiator, high dug, and made a right mess of it, and he couldn't race the rest of the meeting, and I was absolutely furious. Todd something he was called. Todd Jones, 540, 220, no, anyway, it's gone. Hi Dougie, 1 second, we'll just have a pause. Doug has just brought me. Show me this, Doug, show me it work.
Okay.
Fire it up. Is it an engine? It looks like it's got
Yeah, the spot.
it's like a helicopter engine. Have you done that belt and everything?
Yeah.
That is mega, mate. Well done. It's a proper.
I do it now.
Doug, are you gonna come and work with me in the workshop, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna go there.
Bigger.
When they get bigger. Brilliant. Right, sorry about that. Just a budding young engineer there, making it a helicopter now. Right. P.S. I'm 77. Well done. Wimbledon. Yeah. Oh, we just discussed that, haven't we, with my mate Tim Warwick having a whack, and his radiator going through his fan on the front of his car, which ruined his night's racing. I was really sad for him. My local Haringey, Brands Hatch F1, Brayfield, that would be through the 60s to 80s. Derek Fisk and George Polly. I wonder if George Polly is the father of Dave Polly, who's really fast in the F1s. He's just come up from F2s like 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, and he's right up there with the front runners. Were my favourites, look them up, plus Foxy Dance and all that crowd, Peter. Thanks for your message, Peter. It sounds like you were around when F1 stock cars and all of the oval scene was very strong, so brilliant to hear. Ben Buret, great to hear you're planning to get back on the racetrack this year, Andy. Oh, well, thank you very much, Ben. Yes, certainly that's the plan anyway. Bernard War, 4187. My personal opinion is from what we can see on the video, it's all looking so professional. Wow, how have I tricked you into thinking that? Wow, that's really good. Thank you. Very difficult keeping tidy and organised, but worth it. The machines on the floor look fantastic. Oh, on that floor. Yes, the tile floor, because it was a canteen. Them tiles are really hard. So we've put the machines on wood so as not to damage the tiles. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the workshop. And what I've realised is, if you clean up as you go along, if I look at the clock when I start cleaning up, it generally takes me about 15 or 20 minutes. That's it. And we're back to where we were, nice and clean, tools back in racks and swore swept up. So yeah, like you say, keep on top of it, and we won't end up in the big scrapyard we ended up last time. Thanks for your message. Jerry McIvor 374. Imp engine themed dinner. Love it. Great to see the new workshop in action. Oh yeah, you liked my my dinner where I had the the piston. Thanks for that. And yeah, workshop's looking good. That's great. Benjamin Benson 8714. Love the vids, Andy. Would it be worth having a bench with a lean-to cover roof to make rough work outside easier? Good question, because I would have liked to have put a lean-to down the full one side where the ambulance lived, because I hate the fact the ambulance is open to the weather and it is quite windy there. When it rains sideways. However, the landlord is keen to keep the buildings looking tidy, and he doesn't want any overspill outside, which I quite understand. And to be honest, I'm quite happy about that, because if you give someone like me a place to put an engine outside, then the next week there's another engine, and then a week later there's a pile of engines, and then yeah, it spirals out of control. So we'll keep all the stuff inside the workshop, keep outside tidy so that it looks professional, and is professional, of course. So yeah, good point. I had already thought of that. Graham B1. Andy, you are so right to go racing. Brilliant, thank you. You need to find time to do things you enjoy, otherwise you'll leave it far too late. Yeah, well, I'm very lucky because I kind of enjoy my job, which is a bit weird, isn't it? But I do enjoy doing my engines. It can get a bit monotonous, but at the moment, because we're in a new workshop, it all seems very exciting. I did get bored of doing them crankshafts, but I've done them now, they're behind me, so that's that. In my experience, you regret more things than you didn't do rather than what you did. Very few retired people say, I wish I'd worked more and spent less time enjoying myself. Trust me, I'm speaking from personal experience. Yeah, a lot of my customers say very similar things to me. Hence why, you know, I could go at this job 10 times harder, but really keen to be a dad to my kids, and you know, I have every other weekend off. I only work every other Saturday, and I do try and finish 1, if not 2 days early in the week and pick them up from school and bring them home, and just, you know, just be a dad and be around rather than just be busy with work. Because the more you do, I've realised something, the more work you do, you just get more involved with it. You don't actually get any further, and it doesn't reflect in what you've earned. You just become less efficient with your time. Whereas when I'm in there, I tend to try and go in there with a purpose. I'll never sit down and do nothing. If I'm in that workshop, I'm grafting. So yeah, very good question that, thank you. Raymond Payne 9854. I see Gary Preble is going to be racing in your championship. Yes, we have got Gary Preble has bought the ex-Will Walker car, and Will Walker, and then it belonged to Ed Carter. Ed made a lovely job of tidying it all up and made it a really nice car, and then sold it because he wanted to do other things with his dad, so that was fair enough. And Gary Preble, of course, is the son of Brian Preble, who was a famous Hillman racer back in the day. So, and Gary knows how to pedal because he's a race instructor. So, it's going to be really interesting. It might take him a little bit of time to settle in, but he could be up with the front runners of the CTCRC in no time. That'll be interesting to see. I can't wait to see what happens this year. Dave Murphy, 1520. Been sent to Coventry many times, but never been there. Well, yeah, good one, mate, but you need to get to Coventry, especially if it reopens, and go and watch the Formula 1 stock cars. My first taste of motorsport was stock cars. On Blackamore. My first taste of motorsport was stock cars at Ollerton sometime around 1980 on a trip out with the Cubs. Oh wow, they got you started early. Len Wolfenden, yeah, I remember him, was my hero back then. Mine was 260 Dave Beresford. Still remember the noise and the smell to this day, and the pie and peas with mint sauce. Oh wow, happy times. So accessible as well for kids growing up in the northern cities to get motorsport literally on the doorstep just for a few bob. Well, yeah, I'm lost for words. This government just seems to want to build houses and knock down stock car tracks, which really boils me. But when I think about, like, when I used to go to Bellevue in Manchester, the second Bellevue, not the first one, it was swamped with kids. I don't know whether they gave tickets out to the local residents because it was surrounded by houses, but and they used to have big speakers playing like dance music between the races, and all the kids were there, especially in summertime. Some great memories of Bellevue. I can't believe that during COVID they just passed it off because it was COVID and like flipping knocked it down and built a flipping housing estate for more people we don't need in the country. Wonderful. Anyway, Christopher Cullen, 12-3-36. This is my mate Kit from Down Under. Monday morning, Andy's video. Then Retro Power. Always late for work on Monday. Oh, good for you, Kit. Looks like it's safe to enter the workshop without catching a disease. Brilliant, yeah. I've noticed the workshop production has gone up by 15%. Now you can find your spanners and equipment. The machines are working better with clean ways and slides, not having to be unclogged. Head workshop supervisor is watching. Did not notice there was no harmonic balancer on the imp engine. Holden Grey 6-cylinder motor have 4 main bearings crank. Oh right, so they're like a Hillman then, as in they have 2 big ends and then 1 main. The racing boys would put massive Ferguson tractor balancer on the front to help with harmonics. The foreman is waiting. She who must be obeyed. Kit from Down Under. Well, thank you, Christopher, for your message. Always enjoy reading them. Yeah, the harmonic balancer, I've been getting some help, like I said, from a chap called Des Hamill, who's very into high-revving Ford and Chevrolet V8 engines. And he's been explaining in emails how it all works. So we are definitely going to go with a balancer for this season on my engine. And once we've proved it on my engine, we'll move it on to customers as well. Dave Edge, this is Dave Edge from Jersey, 749. V-belts are available in larger widths too. If you could get one a couple of millimeters wider, it should sit further up the V without mods. Yeah, I have tried this. You can get, like, these ones are 10mm Vs, and or I think it's 3/8 because it's old school. And then you can get 1/2 inch or 13mm, but they sit too far up the pulley and run the risk of jumping out. On the purpose of them deep pulleys is to stop the belt from jumping out. So yeah, thanks for that. But maybe we could look at it, but I'll just try machining them first and run with the original belt, or a new original belt. Catnip, thanks for your message, Dave. Catnip 4885. Please fit a guard to that chain drive on the boring machine. It'll take your head off if it breaks. Yes, I will. I do wear my face goggles, my proper ones, but I am careful. But I will be fitting a guard on it. Hopefully this week. I have to get them crankshafts done. Wilkie, my mate, he's put Peter Wilkinson 2998. Mint. I think that means he enjoyed it. So thanks for that. Jonathan Lloyd 960. Ed's pulley wear problem. How out of line is the water pump? With the pulleys perfectly lined up, they don't wear. Difficult to achieve, but worth the hassle to get right. This should be pretty good, the alignment. It's all standard. We've got a reply on this message as well from Graham B1. I know about rallying. you'll know the amount of dust it generates is the perfect sport to turn a fan belt into an abrasive belt. It's the laws of physics. Yes, I do wonder. Oh no, I can't. Oh yes, I've returned it. I do wonder how much of the belt wear was caused due to the amount of dust that Ed runs in, because you've seen the engine, it gets absolutely covered in it, and the air filters. And then just got a tag in with John Lloyd. So that's it. We've done all of the questions, I think. Don't tell me there's more. Have I missed some? Just go published. No, I think that's it. We've covered them all. If I missed your question, I'm really sorry. But I think we've got them all. Right, I'll say thank you very much if you've managed to stay up to the end of the programme. Hope you've enjoyed it. And just before I go, I've recorded something off Facebook, which was some Formula 1 stock cars, little adverts about them. So if you've not got any idea what they are, just 30 seconds it is. I'll put it on next, and then you can get yourself to bed. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next Sunday at 7. Have a great week. Bye for now.